Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be like the quickest video in history, I think, on my channel. I'm going to use Lawn Fawn's Wild For You, a couple of stamps from that. I'm using the giraffe, and I happen to have this piece of watercolor paper that happened to be this size, and I just thought it actually lends itself to like a little bookmark, or a really like a skinny slimline card, or you know, just a something that you could just chuck in the mail really easily. So I've used part of the stamp set, part of the sentiment, sorry, from the Wild For You, and then also from the Mike Pink Stamper Simply Sweet Occasions, I think that's what it said there, just to create a "it's been too long, miss you" sentiment, because especially, I mean, I know all of us probably, you know, that with COVID and everything else, it's been too long for a lot of things. It's been too long to be able to hug someone. It's been too long to see them. So anyway, so I decided it was a cute sentiment for this. So I decided to mask the images. So I just used some post-it tape for that and cut them out off screen, because obviously it takes time to cut them out. And then I'm using my homemade stencils. So I've got the the part that's going to create these, I guess, the blades of grass, and I've got some distress ink in my favorite combo, which is Twisted Citron on the bottom, and then Mowed Lawn for the top part, for the darker highlight, if you like, although it's darker, but you know what I mean. And then I'm going to leave the masks on, and then I'm going to use what would be the negative part, and I will pop that onto and line it up with those blades of grass, and then I will also use some washi at the back just to hold it in place while I then ink. So for this I'm going to use tumbled glass and peacock feathers, and I'm going to use tumbled glass for the most part coming from the top down, so the lightest part will be at the top, and then I will work my way in with some peacock feathers at the bottom, leaving the masks on as well, so that it stays, you know, we keep it, protects the images, sorry. So going back to the sentiment, I there's little things, and I feel like it's been too long for a lot of things. Like I say, you know, you can't even, at the moment, we can't even sort of organize travel to go and see family. My family don't live near me, so they're in a completely different country, so I struggle with that sometimes. When it's one thing when you haven't planned it, or you don't go, and you don't, you know, you other things crop up, but when you're not allowed to, that's a different perspective on it. So yeah, it's been hard. So now that I've inked all the edges, you can see how it creates this nice flat image, but it's a little scene. So I decided that, because I was on a distress kick, obviously, when am I not, I grabbed my distress markers. I have like 12 of them, because years ago they came up with a set. They came with the main set, and then they had the seasonal set, which now those colors are part of the main line anyway. And so I have the seasonal ones. So I grabbed, I think this is Mustard Seed, which is a yellow. And I gotta say, I started off by putting the ink direct on the paper, and then using the like a water aqua marker brush thing that I can never remember the name of, and I didn't like it. It didn't move the color the way that I thought it was going to. So in the end I just scribbled it on my media mat, which I know you can't really see on this part because the media mat's black, so you can't see the color picking up there. But I will move to there's like a section to the right that I will scribble some other colors on, just to, it's a bit easier, and it's also out of my way because I'll put my hand in that, I'm sure. So I just colored him in the yellow, and then there's an orange and a brown. In the end, the orange I didn't actually like, so I didn't use that at all. Well, I did, I started using it, but then I didn't like how it looked, so I covered it with the brown instead. And I used the brown for most of the rest of him. I just coloured in his little hooves, and then all the little spots, and then just very easy watercoloring. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just literally coloring those things in using those markers, and you could use a paintbrush with this as well, and water. You don't have to have one of these sort of marker things. And then I grabbed some colors, and one of them, the blue one, I will change. I think that's peacock feathers actually. Oh yeah. Shaded lilac, and then I think it's picked raspberry for the pinky color. And you can easily do this if you have the ink pads. Just smush your ink pad on and do exactly the same thing. I'm pretty sure they're the same, pretty much the same ink, or very much similar formulation. And then I took a slightly darker purple, I can't remember what, it might be Dusty Concord or something, Wilted Violet maybe, and just went over the blue one, just because I thought there's blue in the background. I wanted something to contrast on that. And then I decided, and I could have done this before I did any of the colouring, and I probably should have, would have saved a bit of time, but I decided that I wanted some splatter in the background, because I realised I didn't actually splatter the background with water. So I grabbed some Gansai Tambi Starry colours, I think that's what it's called, and they've got like there's a red gold, a yellow gold, a blue gold, and I just picked a couple of them. I've got the blue, the red, no, the blue, the yellow, and the white, I think I chose. And they've just got more of a hint of blue or yellow or red or whatever it is. So I chose those, and then just added some water, and then sort of got them almost like a soupy consistency. That's a big word for a Sunday. No, it's Monday. And just sort of splatter them on there. This is my version of a splat box, by the way. And I don't often drag it out because I just think it's just as easy just to splatter my desk instead. But I just use that, and then the masks you can just keep with the stand set, and then you can use them over and over until they lose their sticky. And then as a final thing, I'm just going to add some glossy accents, because I can't help myself, to the butterflies and the spots on the giraffe. And that's it. Super simple. You could add this to a skinny, like a slimline card. You could add it to a normal size card. It would still look very cute. I was thinking this could be a cool little gift, bookmark. And it gave me the idea as a bookmark. So that's what I think I'll probably end up using it as, or sending it to someone to use as a bookmark sort of thing. So there you go, guys. Very simple watercoloring, very easy background. Anybody can do this. If you don't have the grassy stencil type things, just cut some copy paper in like a slope, and you can do a very similar thing. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.